People don't trust leaders who emotionally explode. We've all seen it. Somebody who's in charge of something and they absolutely lose their mind. And a lot of times it's not even something that's that big of a deal. Fast forward 10 minutes or an hour or 10 days, and that little issue that got that leader so worked up isn't even remembered. What's remembered is the emotional response to it. We've all seen the leader that loses their mind and yelling, panicking, running around, blaming other people, making emotional decisions. And the second that happens, the whole team dynamic falls apart because the team is going to take their emotional state from their leader, and panic spreads fast. But calmness can also spread fast. So how do you do that? First thing you need to do is slow down. Take a physical step backwards. Break that tunnel vision. If you talk to any police officers, they will talk to you about tunnel vision and how you physically need to break it. Physically look around you and see what's actually happening. If you physically slow down, you're actually going to give your brain time to take from the lizard brain up to the frontal part of your brain where it can actually make logical decisions. Next, if you haven't already, you need to develop some kind of process for making decisions in those tough situations. When I was working full-time for the Army National Guard, we had a literal playbook, a binder. You would open it up, you would find what had happened, and it would have a flow chart of what documents needed to be produced, who needed to be informed, and what our next steps were. So when it came to this high-stress situation, we could remain calm. We had already thought through those problems. We already had a process in place. There was no need to panic. There was no need to get emotional about what was happening. It was something that we just needed to follow the process, and we knew that would get us through the situation just fine. Another thing you can do, which I think is wildly overlooked in the civilian workforce, is train for it. Train for one of those high stress situations. If you're on the job site, take 5 minutes of that time and pretend somebody got hit with the front end loader. What do? We're not going to panic. This isn't real, but let's talk through, or let's rehearse what we'd actually do if he crushed his foot under the front end loader tire. What do? Do we panic and lose our minds? No, that's not going to help anything. What we can do is talk through the process of making sure the scene is safe, making sure we get them help. How do we transport them to the hospital if needed? How do we explain to the ambulance where we are and how to come get this person if that's needed? In the time of crisis is not the time to be making those plans. And if your organization needs a little bit of help doing that, I'm your guy. I'm JVD. Teach it, coach it, lead.